So I wasn't planning on doing videos in the car and shit, but I just need to get this off my chest. I don't even know if I'll post it, but it is so important to protect your emotional strength and your emotional energy. Like, that has got to be a top tier necessity. And I'm learning this literally right now in the moment. I just left my boyfriend's house after another hamster wheel argument where I had to leave. And it was hard to leave in a sense, but it also wasn't. I guess what I'm saying is, emotional strength or emotional energy, I kind of put them in the same category, or they're basically like equivalent. Those things are currency. Like, they come with a price. Emotional strength or extra emotional energy, I guess you could call it, that shit comes with a fucking price. And people just don't understand that. They think you just have an endless supply of it to just give out, and that you don't get tired of, you know, expending your energy, that you don't eventually at some point run out. Like, they really seem to think that this shit is free or it's easy. You know, at the beginning of one of Kevin Gates' songs, he says, you know, people walk around acting like this shit's easy or something. And he says, nah, I just make this shit look easy. And that is the truth. Like, just because you don't see what goes on with me when no one's around, or the things that I feel inside and keep inside that you don't know about, because I'm emotionally strong, because I can regulate my own emotions, just because there's no outward indicator that this shit is hard, you just assume that it's easy. People just think it's easy, and it's not. And this is, I do consider myself to be highly emotionally intelligent. I feel like I have my EQ is pretty high, I feel like. But this area is my weakest. The social intelligence, or I think it's relational, actually, where I struggle with boundaries. Like, I always have. I've always wanted to step in and save the day for someone just because I could. You know, my therapist really opened my eyes up to this. She was the first person to do it. She asked me one time, I was telling her about my boyfriend and some situation that was going on, and she said, well, do you think that you should take it onto your plate, or, you know, do you think that you do take it onto your plate just because you're stronger, just because you can? And it just, like, a light bulb went off. Like, I think I actually do that. Like, I take on shit that does not belong to me just because I know that I can. I'm able, you know, like, I'm capable, but that doesn't mean that it's not hard to do, and that doesn't mean that it doesn't take away from other things in my life. Like, you know, if it's currency, which I truly believe that it is, if it's currency, then I'm spending, let's just say, the money analogy here, like, if I'm spending my money on bullshit and just carelessly spending it and just giving it out here and there, to and fro, then if I keep doing that, I'm not going to have the money I need to pay my bills. That's the same thing with this. Like, this is the second video, if I even post it, but this is the second video of, me trying to fulfill my mission or walk my mission out, or whatever they call it. And I'm like very dedicated to it, like I really am zoned in. And it's just like, when I have to go through these things with my boyfriend constantly, and I'm having to expend energy, he's wearing me down with all these problems. He's just wearing me all the way out. And it's like me spending my money, wasting my money away on this invaluable thing, and then I'm robbing myself of necessary resources. I mean, really, it's like I'm just squandering away my emotional strength and my emotional energy. I'm using it up to engage in something and waste it on something negative, unfulfilling, invaluable, and taking away from putting it into or investing into my purpose, which will multiply. Like investing in yourself, investing in your purpose, investing in doing good, investing in helping others, investing in trying to, put some good in the world. That multiplies. I mean, I don't try to get on my preachy thing like I'm a Christian, I claim it, but I don't try to. This is not about that. This channel's not about that. But it even says it like in the Bible. Like God says He'll bless tenfold or something like that. And it's just like it's a universal law that what you give, you get back plus some. Like that's even all these money gurus will tell you that one of the key things to financial freedom or financial success or whatever is giving, like charity. Like, and I know not all of these people are Christians and just follow it because that's what God says to do. Like, there's obviously something to that. So if emotional strength and emotional energy is currency, and we equate it to that, then in order to have this emotional freedom or emotional independence or emotional security or whatever, in order to have that, one of the key components needs to be giving to charity. But if you're going to give your money, like donate your money because it's the right thing to do, you're not going to give it to a pointless cause or a negative cause. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to give it to something that you don't find worthy of it, or that is not going to truly help someone. You're not just going to waste that money away. That's not the point of it. Giving to charity is giving to charity. I mean, it's literally equivalent to what I'm going through now. Like, I have been wasting valuable resources and squandering it away on nonsense and non-fruitful situations and non-fruitful people. And then that is taking away, and I guess this is why I'm finally deciding to stand on it more or enforce it more, is because I've stepped into this new thing, this it's just like, I'm not going to waste any more of my strength and energy somewhere where I get absolutely no return, and where the person that I'm giving it to doesn't care how much of it they take, doesn't care how much of it they waste, doesn't care how much it takes away from me and, you know, my well-being in life. You know what I'm saying? Me feeling okay, you know, like not feeling so worn down. Like, he doesn't care what I have going on in my life that's already weighing me down. He doesn't mind dumping even more on me as long as he don't have to carry it. So he's literally overdrafting with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving overdraft protection anymore. I am not going to from here on out. And this is like a declaration, and it's also a me imploring other people that it doesn't just even have to be in a relationship. Like, it doesn't necessarily apply to that. Like, I'll just give an example. Hopefully my sister won't get mad at me, but my sister is also, I would say, highly emotionally intelligent. And the area where she struggles the most, I would say, is the same as mine, which is relational intelligence, or whatever. It's something to do with relationships or whatever. And it's a boundary aspect. My sister, she's the go-to for the family. She's the peacemaker. She's the middleman, you know, the messenger. You know, if two people are going back and forth, or, you know, any type of drama or issues where two people don't want to talk to each other, it's always her that has to be in the middle. You know, people are always dumping everything on her. You know, like, she's the one that gets all sides because she's the one that's willing and open enough to take all sides. And like I said, she's emotionally intelligent, so she makes a point to see all sides, wants to see all sides, and makes assessments. She doesn't just go off of what one person says, and people take advantage of that. And so then she's offloaded. Like, just recently we had this big thing, and like, part of it affected her in a big way. Like, it was sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was already bringing like very negative, like a lot of negativity to her life. Like a lot of negative circumstances or situations were brought on her during this, and then they still wanted to add more to it by basically forcing her or expecting her to be the middleman and the family mediator and all this other stuff. And when I tell you, my sister just, like, I was on FaceTime with her. She's literally in Italy right now studying abroad. I was on FaceTime with her, and she just, like, she looked like lifeless. She had been crying for hours. She went to sleep, took a nap, woke up, started back crying again, you know, and just like completely depleted. And she will do this every single time. And I have recently, probably the past 2 times, I've been begging her. I'm like, sis, please stop doing this. Like, it's okay to say, you know what, this isn't my responsibility, this isn't my place. I am not going to, you know, take this on just because y'all know that I will, you know. And like, my family, and I think most of the time it's subconscious more than it's conscious, but my family will do it just because they know that she's the one to take it, you know. Like, they don't mind what it does to her because she's the go-to. Like, they don't take into account or to consideration how it affects her or how heavy it can be at times. You know, like, there's a lot of shit that goes on in my family. Like, you'll learn about it as time goes on, but it's just like, and they expect this of her, and she just struggles to put up these boundaries because she feels like it's her duty. You know what I'm saying? And I get that part. I understand it. But like, just like Kevin Gates says, protecting your energy is not a crime, and it's not. You know, if like I've been saying, if you're spending your energy on shit that's getting no return, you are wasting it. You have been given a gift of emotional strength, and you are just wasting it, giving it to an energy vampire who is going to do absolutely no good with it. And once they drain you dry, they're going to go on to the next person and suck them dry. So back to my original, or what I was getting at, is that this is not just a relationship thing. This could be with families, like I just said with my sister. And sis, I pray to God that you work on this, because I hate seeing you like that. But we don't have to bend our boundaries for anyone. If we say, this is me having self-respect, this is me choosing how to spend my emotional strength, this is me choosing to be emotionally responsible, just like being financially responsible. This is me being emotionally responsible and not just wasting it away. So I'm begging y'all to start setting these boundaries. Even if you do it small, start out small, a small one, you know, just a little bit of a pushback or something like that, and then just continue to build on that. Because I'm basically having to just put up the wall all at one time. Like, I'm not building, I'm just doing it because I have to, you know, and because I've been blessed with a gift of like very, like a steely resolve, they call it. But like, you can start small, you know, you really can. You can just do a little at a time, and just value yourself enough and love yourself enough and be aware enough that your emotional strength is a true gift. It's a gift. Not everybody gets it. Don't waste it. It's not wrong to put up boundaries to protect your energy so that you can use it for good. If these people are carelessly and selfishly taking it and giving nothing back, you are not doing anything wrong by setting these boundaries with them and refusing to take on their burdens while you already have your own. It's your currency, and you can spend it how you want. And that's what I want for people. Is this is such a bullshit situation to be put in, for someone to expect this of you and totally disregarding how it's taking away from things that are important in your life. Like, this mission is very important to me, and it's taking away from that every time. Every little bit of effort that I put into this pointless, futile communication is taking a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit more away from me using this, hopefully for greater good, to help people, as many as possible. And I'm just done with it. And this is me going through it at the time, so y'all can watch my journey of doing this, because I've just now realized how important it is. Protecting your energy is not a crime, and in fact, it's self-respect. It's self-love. It's knowing that your gift was not meant to be wasted. It's meant to be given so that it can be multiplied. It's an investment. It generates compound interest if you put it into the right account. You know, you give it to the right cause, or put it into the right person, or whatever, you know, like y'all find out about my person that I consider to be, you know, the one that I'm investing in. And we'll get to that later on down the road. Like, he's like my symbol of my whole thing. But don't squander away something so valuable just because people expect you to, or just because people think that it's easy, when it's literally not. You just make it look easy. And that's it. I love y'all so much.